All right, we got the Maverick good. We folded it up, guys. All right, guys, the main point of this video is to show you how to fold up an XMR Maverick Sport, and then at the end of the video I'll show you how I fixed it. This was a really hard hit. It actually really hurt, but luckily everyone was okay. I was teaching my buddy how to drive, and it happened pretty quick before I could stop him, and the ground was very hard and unforgiving. This was filmed up at Iron Mountain Off-Road Park in North Georgia. Despite the carnage, we had a really fun time. We also had a brand new Polaris Ultimate there that belongs to my friend Luis. I got to drive that a lot, so took turns driving stuff after we broke mine, and still, had a fun day out on the trails as always. And of course, you got to do some trailside repairs. You guys will get a kick out of that as well. Good job, Luis. I want to get a picture. I want to get a video of that. That was awesome.
Oh, no, I'm not doing it.
Look, we can go in water this deep. Luis got air on the jump over there. He's freaking out.
Really?
Yeah. You're doing mudding.
Go around that?
Sure. Again, I did not get the crash on video. Here's a close-up of the damage. You can see that the axle is above the upper control arm right now because it's just all folded up. This was actually a really hard hit. We were both sore for a couple days, really bruised up. This is why you wear your seatbelts in side-by-side, guys. Probably should have had helmets on. But yeah, super just gnarly, square, hard ditch, and he came off this corner a little bit to the right and then in the air kind of slammed the brakes and it stuffed right into the ditch. All right, made a redneck pipe bender to straighten out this control arm. All right, go ahead, Luis. Much. Dude, it's going.
Oh, wow. Just watch yourself. That pop.
Almost got the whole truck lifted off the ground with the control arm.
Nice.
All right, after we got my Maverick back on the trailer, we piled in the Pro R and took it for a little ride around the whole park. You could run the whole park in like a couple hours in this thing because it's so comfortable and fast. I just love the suspension. It's hard to see here, but that front tire is doing about, 24 inches of flex up and down, and it's just incredibly smooth. Adam Brown also has these Pro R Ultimates. I've driven his, but driving a brand new one, pretty sweet. Very impressive suspension, and of course it's got torque because it's a giant, 2-liter motor. Can-Am, when you buy the arm, they do not give you the bushings. They just give you the arm. You got to order these separately, just like with the ball joint. So, assuming the arm takes some work, but it's definitely worth keeping the OEM arm if you can, because these bushings are far superior to anything you're going to get in the aftermarket. They last forever. So here's how I'm pressing them in. I've got a nut sitting on top to put the force on here, not on here. All right, I just pressed the ball joint in using the same press and this piece of pipe. They don't give you much of a shoulder to press on here without damaging the boot. And of course the boot is in a spring type retention, so you can't take the boot off. So yeah, that's a real pain in the ass to install. Luckily it's not that tight of a press fit. Got it all the way in there, ready for the snap ring. Lower arm's ready to go on. Now we got to assemble the knuckle. All right, we just installed the wheel bearing. You can see how I did it. 2 big sockets. Get the knuckle nicely sandwiched. A knuckle sandwich, if you will. And then I used the press plates on the top and bottom. That went together really smooth. One thing, of course, that really helps is that my bearing was frozen. See all the water on it, condensing on it? Got the OEM bearing very cold. Pressed it right on in there. All right, once I started looking at this, I really did not want to remove the upper control arm. It'd require removing this whole winch bracket because put the bolt in the wrong direction. The bolt should come in from this way. Kind of in a hurry, so I just heated up the control arm a little bit, had this in the freezer, tapped it in using a nut on the threads, and it is in there all the way. It is nicely seated. It is good to go. So that's a way you can get a ball joint in if you're in a little bit of a hurry and don't feel like pulling the arm. It's not great for the internals of the ball joint, but if you heat up the arm, you don't have to tap it very hard. All right, here's the major carnage after my XMR Sport got stuffed into a ditch. That's the tie rod end, pretty bent. Here's the knuckle. You can see the top hole is not round anymore. It's an oval, which means that ball joint would have failed eventually, even if I put a new one in it. Aluminum parts, when they take a hit like that, you always want to replace them. And then there's the lower control arm. I've already straightened it out some to get it on the trailer, but yeah, that's officially weakened and flattened, so that got replaced. Probably should replace the upper control arm. It's slightly off, so I'll probably do that a little bit. You can see that this ball joint slightly farther back in the bottom ball joint. Not a huge difference. So yeah, that'll probably get replaced eventually, but of course, new ball joints, new tie rod end, new knuckle, lower arm, bushings. Yeah, the CV boot got a little tore up, so I took the band off and just put a hose clamp on it for now, but I'll probably have to replace that axle eventually. As far as the frame tabs go, I just straighten them out. Eventually I'm going to weld in some more gussets because you can see the welds right there got a little bit affected. So I'll weld a gusset in there. I'm going to weld a gusset in here. And that'll put all the strength back in. Overall, the frame on the front of this XMR Sport is pretty stout. That was a very hard hit. It did a lot better than like a Defender would have done. If you do that to a Defender, you rip the bolts in half and do a lot more damage to the frame because Defenders have M10 bolts. The new HD11 has M12 bolts just like this though. So yeah, could have been worse. Now I got to fix the wheel, and by that I mean replace it. That's how hard we hit that rock. The tire compressed down and actually cracked to the rim.